So what do I think might have contributed to Furious Pete's cancer originally? Honestly, it's testicular cancer. Testicular cancer has a very strong link to hormonal imbalances and especially androgenic steroid use. It's very likely he was, for some reason, at some time, taking exogenous hormones such as testosterone, and maybe he didn't do his post cycle therapy properly, or who knows? Maybe he was taking some kind of pharmaceutical medication that influences tumor necrosis factor, like a lot of people get cancer. But I think that it could have definitely been exogenous hormones. I can't say for sure, but he does hang out with a whole lot of steroid users, and his physical appearance there's a lot on the line when it comes to his physical appearance. He has to stay muscular. He has to, stay jacked. Even though he was not lean year round, he wasn't jacked year round, but he was like something like 265 pounds. I mean, he's a big guy, and he's pretty strong too. And he hangs out with a lot of steroid users, very well known steroid users. And his entire business revolves around looking jacked. So it's possible he was using steroids, but it's unfair for me to just automatically like label him a steroid user and say that's why he's dying or something, okay? But another thing is his eating disorder that he still struggles with today. So he went from being anorexic and struggling with anorexia for years and years to all of a sudden doing eating challenges for views on YouTube. And these eating challenges, he would do, so there are some times where he would do eating challenges once a week, sometimes once a month, and then he had vlogs where he showed his regular diet, which was not very great. His diet does not is not the best when it comes to free radical damage and inflammation, which, judging by the puffiness of his face and his body, he seems to be a very inflamed person. Not to mention he was constantly getting sick. But this extreme eating, not only does it mess with your insulin levels, right? Like these eating challenges, we eat super huge meals, it messes with your insulin, causes a huge insulin spike, but also it can impair your body's methylation by impairing stomach acid production, by messing with gut bacteria and the gut microbiome, and impairing your body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 and folic acid, which are directly required for methylation, which is a turning over of cells, which is what your body does to normal cells. And if your cells do not turn over, they can grow out of control, which is what a tumor is. Okay, this is a direct correlation, it can directly influence methylation. Absolutely. And, either way, it's extremely unhealthy. It's definitely not helping him. If anything, it was harming him. The only thing it was helping him with is popularity and money. Okay? And so, like, I could say, like, honestly, I do think that he should have took about 5 months off of all work so he could research the physiology of cancer metabolism, the relationship between nutrition and cancer and other chronic diseases. And I think that he should have taken a lot more time to think critically about his entire life leading up to the cancer diagnosis so that he could try to figure out what might have been causing it. But the problem with that is, for one, he doesn't seem to be a very intelligent person. He's more of an entertainer, and I always liked his videos, really. And number two, I I think that it was hormonal in nature. It's testicular cancer, okay? And it's more likely to be caused by hormonal imbalances than a poor diet. Although, general inflammation, which he seems to have a lot of, can be a contributing factor. Not to mention, a lot of the supplements that he consumes has artificial colors and artificial sweeteners, which have been shown to cause cancer in rats. And by the way, the only reason why we use rat studies is because it's unethical to intentionally create cancer in humans, okay? To try to intentionally give a human a carcinogen to try to reduce cancer for the sake of science. It's unethical. And that's why they resort to rat studies. And it has been shown in rat studies to cause cancer. Although there's millions and millions of teenagers that drink Kool-Aid, which is full of carcinogens, and they don't have cancer, right? But another thing is vitamin D deficiency can directly increase your risk of all-cause mortality and many different forms of cancer. And in order to get adequate amounts of vitamin D3, not only do you need all the fat-soluble vitamins, not only do you need saturated fat and cholesterol, not only do you need a fully functioning gallbladder and liver, by the way, but you also need to take, at the very minimum, 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3 a day. And also, ideally, for someone with a deficiency, anywhere from 10 to 30,000 IUs a day is optimal. And most people don't supplement with enough. I know that he's got a sponsorship with bodybuilding.com. That's where he got famous from. Kind of, pretty much. And so I'm sure he's taking like a multivitamin and shit like that. But multivitamins also have been shown to possibly increase your risk of cancer. But again, these are kind of insignificant in the bigger picture. I think it's hormonal. That's what I think caused it all. And then when you cut off your testicle, now your body has a harder time producing testosterone, and it has a harder time maintaining hormonal homeostasis, okay, or hormonal balance. It's very easy for estrogen to go out of control when a woman removes her uterus, or when a man removes his fucking testicle, okay? But chances are that the doctor was giving him aromatase inhibitors and or exogenous testosterone replacement therapy to try to offset the side effects of getting his testicle removed. Because when you get your testicle removed, it does cause greater estrogen over the long run, and it does impair your body's ability to create testosterone and remain keep balance of hormones. So with that being said, it's likely that it was coming back, possibly because now his body has an even harder time producing testosterone because he only has like one fucking testicle. So I mean, there's many things I could say. I could talk all about different nutritional things that he was doing completely wrong that could definitely influence cancer and all chronic diseases. I personally am not a vegan at all, by the way. I don't promote veganism. I don't recommend it. So it has nothing to do with veganism. But there are many different nutritional strategies that one can use to reverse many different types of disease. And only if you take a look at all the years leading up to your disease can you find out what protocol is best for you. But anyway, I'm just going to keep it under 10 minutes. That's the gist of it. I really hope that Furious Pete does well. If you keep doing what you've always done, you will keep getting what you've always gotten. That is a quote from Roosevelt, I think, or Henry Ford, or was it Einstein? So you've got to you can't solve a problem from the same mindset in which it was created. So let me know what you all think about Furious Pete's cancer, and I'll talk to you in the next video.